Okay, grade nines. This is the next lesson on dividing monomials. So I recommend you watch the multiplying monomials first. But anyway, this is how it looks. So we're going to find the quotient using the area model, which is where you draw the TP. Use the tiles, and then let's look at the quotient below. So here we have this monomial, negative 10x squared. This is the divide symbol, divide by 2x. So again, we draw the TP, which looks like this. And what we want to do is we want to put this first monomial will go inside the TP, and this monomial will go on outside the TP. And I like to put it outside on the left side, like on this side. So this one is one I usually like to start with. I like to start with the second monomial. Okay, so the 2x will go here. X's are little bars like so. The negative 10x squared will go inside the TP. So since I have two rows of x, I'm going to have, since I have negative 10x squares, I'm going to have 5 in each row. So I'm going to have, again, these are the x squareds, and they're white, so they're negative. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and obviously I have another 5 because I have negative 10x squareds. Now division is the opposite of multiplying. In the multiplying monomials, we had this times this equals this inside the TP. Division is opposite. We have this times something is all of this. We're trying to find out what goes up here, because that's the quotient, that is the answer. So obviously if this is positive and these are negative, then up here these must be negative and they must be this long. I'll use my blue again. They must be also negative and they have to be x long. So in other words, the quotient, the answer is negative 5x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the answer, negative 5x. All right, pretty simple. Let's do another one here. So we have this question, 8xy divided by 4x. So we draw our TP. There we go. And we put, again, this one is the one I like to put on this side. So 4x, again, positive. So they're shaded in. 2, 3, 4. And on the inside, we're going to put 8xy's. Now remember, the xy tile, those are rectangular. They're x long and they're y wide. And a y tile is a tile that is longer than an x. So if that's a y, a positive y, the x is a little bit shorter. That's our x tile. Okay, so there's the xy, and that's a y and x. So that's why we call this an xy tile. So I have to put 8 xy tiles in here. So it's obviously, since I have 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, I have to have 2 in every row. So I have an xy here, and another one, and they have to be lying flat like this because they have to be x by x, right? So we lay them down like so. Another one right here. It's obviously easier to draw the negatives because the negatives are not shaded in, but positive tiles, they all have to be shaded in. So I'm going to do this very quickly here. And there we go. So we have 8xy's and divided by 4x. And now I'm looking for the quotient, which is up here. So obviously the two things that are up here, if these are positive, and these are positive, then these up here have to be positive. And since they're this long, these are the longer y's, which means that the answer is up here. This is the answer. It equals 2y. So so 8xy divided by 4x is equal to 2y. Okay, and finally, we have Negative 4xy divide 2y. So we have like so. We put this on the long y's, right? They go, I'll put those first. Remember this one first. Long y's, positive. Now I need negative 4xy's on the inside. And since I have 2 rows of y, then I'm going to have 2 negative xy's in each row. So 2 and 2. And since they're long this way, then the xy's must be standing up like this. And 2 in each row. In order to give me, inside the TP, I'm supposed to have negative 4xy, which I do. On the outside, I have 2y's, which I do. My answer is up here. Oh, pardon me. I forgot to mention that, cross that one out. There we go. So since these are positive and these inside are negative, these up here have to be negative. And so these are 2 negative and they are just a short x's, right? So there's the answer, negative 2x. Okay, so we want to try to find a rule. What is the rule that will help us find these answers quickly without drawing the pictures? So we go back to the very first one that we had. So if you notice, to get the answer the quick way, all we do is we divide the coefficients, the numbers in front. So negative 10 divide 2, negative 5. We have x squared divide x is just x. Because we learned that when you divide 2 powers, which these are, by this, which have the same base, they're both x on the bottom, you keep the base and you subtract the exponents. So 2 take away 1 is 1. We don't have to write the 1, but it's there. Okay. Let's look over here on this example we did. So here we go 8 divided by 4 is 2. And y divided by x, well, x divided by x will cancel out because x to the 1 divides x to the 1. And 1 take away 1 is 0, which means we have no x's. And then y has, it's all by itself, so it stays aboard. Okay. Here we have negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. X, nothing over, no x's here, so the x stays, but y1 divide y1. Again, y1 divide y1. You keep the y, you subtract the exponents. 1 take away 1 is 0, so you have no y's, and that's the rule. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of examples here. So again, you'll see this a little really easy here. So 12 divide 3 is 4. We go x divide, no other x here, so the x stays. Y divide y, y1 divide y1. 1 take away 1 is 0, so the y's cancel out. That's the answer. Okay, negative 14 divide negative 2 is 7. x2 divide x2, we keep the x's, we subtract the exponents. 2 take away 2 is 0, the x's cancel out. Okay, this one here, we have 18 divide 3 is 6. x4 divide x2, we keep the x, we subtract the exponents. 4 take away 2. There we go. 14 divide negative 2, negative 7. x3 divide x, which has a 1, we keep the base x, we subtract 3, take away 1, it's x squared. Over here, negative 18 divide negative 3 is 6. x5 divided by x2, we subtract 5, take away 2 is 3. And y3 divide y squared is y1. Y to the power 1, we don't have to put y to the power 1. And finally, negative 81 divide 9, that's negative 9. x4, x2, we subtract 4 and 2, we get x2. y7, y3, y to the power 4. And z3, z on its z to the 1 power. So it's z squared. And that is the shortcut of how to divide monomials. Well, hope that helps you guys, and good luck in the future.